Okay, hi Kira. I've got your portfolio up, and I've got the first page. Let me just back off here a little bit so we can get a full size page here. Okay, it looks like you recomposed the word design, and that actually fits much better. Um, Listen, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm gonna recommend we drop these distressed letters and just go with your straightforward typography. That's a lovely typeface, and you're set pretty nice here. Your typesetting is done very nicely. There's some things you can do to experiment here, and I just think that this stacking your type like this is really interesting, and it forces the viewer to really enunciate your name. So you're trying this, you're making this, forcing the viewer by enunciating your name to making this connection between this mark right here and Kira, the designer. Okay, and I think that is the strength here, not this visual distress technique here. So I know you've been using it, and I haven't mentioned anything until now, and I'm just really starting to think about it this morning, and I really recommend not using it. This is a nice composition right here without, and I think that you can even maybe start working with your spacing a little bit differently, and even your leading. Um, and see what you can do. Just see what you can do there without the distress. As far as your portfolio goes, I don't think you need this. I don't think the word portfolio needs to go in a portfolio. Plus, I think this orientation right here, you're kind of forcing your viewer, since this is very pertinent information right here, these three lines right here, you're forcing your viewer to turn their head to the side to get this important information. And that is a peculiar task, and I recommend not doing it. I would not use portfolio. I would take this rule out here and just maybe even a second page, just leave your logo alone. And then a second page with maybe your contact information down here. Just that. And then another maybe green page, and then introduce to the work. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? Now, the work itself you're doing some really smart things here. You're forcing your work into this area where it would be common. We'll call this the common playing field. So that's where the area where the work is going to be viewed within each page. And roughly it's shaped like this, right? Okay, and there are variations, of course. The rectangle, and this one is kind of odd. So what I want you to do is just think about the shapes you're creating with the objects within the area you want to present them. And are they comfortable transitions, the shapes of these objects from page to page? Okay, and think about that when you're composing your pages. Now, I say that composing your pages because I think there's some things you can do to strengthen the composition. Right here, you've got a lot of text right here, which is really taking this whole almost quarter of the page and rendering it not useful for the presentation of your work. I don't think the textual, it's important to mention your work, but it's not as important of taking that much real estate and really compromising the whole outlying layout based on that decision right there. Okay, and I see that as a problem in a page layout. Okay, so that's the way an employer would look at this. They would say, well, that doesn't seem to be an expeditious use of either type or white space. Recommendation is that you've got web digital media, that's fine, but you've got this vertical rule here, so you're already implying a left margin. So let's pull your work in to that left margin. You don't ever want anything to encroach on your logo. So you do not want that right there overlapping your logo. You want your logo to always stand alone on its own. Okay, so what I would also do is I would take this type here and I would span it across the bottom of the page so you're taking up less, so you've got more room to show your work. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're actually going to increase the white of your margins so you can get your logo out of the margin and get this tight workspace in here. Want to break the grid? Go right ahead. Try to work your layouts within that particular, with this web digital media, and then your left margin of the page beginning where that vertical rule starts. You're actually pushing this off and demarcating that as, hey, I'm what this page is about. Look at me first. Then you know what the page is about. So that will be a very, very strong way to anchor that page. And then it will open up this area so you don't have to try to force these kind of, forcing the work into the point where you're encroaching on your logo. Okay. Website looks good. Your sub pages, I do not recommend. This is fine for a home page. This big giant banner is fine for a home page on a website, but I would not use it on the sub pages. That doesn't show variety. It doesn't show, your ability to show and to hold a viewer's interest in a presentation way. By using variety instead of identical images. Okay, so this right here, you can tell immediately, you go, okay, that's a nice homepage, and all of a sudden you go, oh, wait a second, why is this designer using the banner over and over again? Why don't you design your sub pages based on another design other than the homepage layout design? This is an animation. This is a wonderful little process book you're showing for the animation, but where's the banner? I want to see the banner. Let's get a page in here where we can see the banner or the animation, okay? That's really important. So show your process for the animation, then show the animation. Awesome, great idea. Next page. This piece is wonderful, wonderful. As a matter of fact, I really want to get in on this. I want you to show this logo on the first page of the packaging design in a prominent area because it's just lovely and we need the viewer to see it. Yeah, I would go ahead and extend this to more than the 2 pages. Maybe go 3 here because it's such a strong piece. So you got your logo. You can start with that, and then maybe even I'd like to see a little bit larger presentation there. Then move to your product shots, so that you have your digitals and then your product shots, and then watch your grid in your design too. These are lovely though. A little burned out here. You're losing a lot of detail here. This is going to need to go into Photoshop. Let's get an adjustment layer on that. All three of these, as a matter of fact, need to have adjustment layers so we can bring out a little bit more of the detail on that. Again, get it away from your logo. You want to set up a margin around your logo where you don't encroach it with other work. Okay, great presentation here. Love this. Love this. This looks great. Again, if you're going to pull that overlap, you can pull this. I mean, if you're going to pull that left margin, you can pull this and overlap that mock-up even more. I mean, we already see what's going on here, so covering it up over here isn't going to matter. Do you know what I'm saying? Plus, it looks cool that it's overlapped. I wonder if you could mock this up, this flat version up, almost like the magazine, or maybe not. I don't know. Try it, see how it looks. But anyways, I just want to say that other than that, you're just really, really right in there, man. Lovely work and really nice presentation. Moving forward, just if you have any questions on those comments or recommendations, you can email me, or if you need anything quicker, I'll be holding off extended office hours. So if you need to call me, you can do that as well. Okay, thanks, Kira.